Now then, welcome back to the Utopia³ server, playing the Resurrection mod pack. And this is NEMGO village. You might be able to see something in the top right hand corner of the screen that I was trying to save to reveal in a bit. But you've seen it now, so we'll take a proper look at it in a bit. Been doing a bit of building. I've just finished doing the farming actually, and things are growing nicely already. I could put sprinklers on them all, but they're growing steadily enough. We're building up nice Keycraft. Let me address this. Look, Keycraft. Been on the server a couple of days. 107 deaths. If you don't know who Keycraft is, it's Kiki's boyfriend, who's joined the server to help Kiki out, and already has got a huge amount of deaths. So, if you want to see what Kiki and Keycraft get up to and how he's getting all these deaths, then go and have a look at Kiki's channel. Oh, that looks beautiful from over here. I've still got some spires, steeples to put on the top, little pointy bits on the top there, and a whole roof section still to do. Which is why I've been gathering a load of black wool from the sheep. White wool, black wool. I got some ink sacs because we're quite close to a large body of water. So I got some squid, killed the squid, and have dyed my sheep to get them doing stuff like this. We've also set up a feed station from Railcraft, so we can kill pigs and cows and then load up the feed station, and that will replenish our stock without us actually having to go around feeding them all, which is pretty cool, Ego and I are working together on figuring something out. They all freeze every now and again. Working something out to farm them efficiently. Now, there's Mine Factory Reloaded in the pack, which means that there's a whole farming set of machines, which I've used plenty of times before, and you've probably seen many times before. But it requires a power, and that power has to be provided in a sort of an infinite loop, otherwise they will all not work and the machines will just stop working. So trying to find a vanilla solution, but instead of manually feeding them, having a feed station that we just connect to a crop farm or manually put crops in. So they're all like doing musical statues every few minutes. It's just server ticks. They bounce around for a bit. You may notice that occasionally some of them take a bit of damage, and they take a bit of damage because in GregTech there's a setting that says that entities or animals and monsters and villagers and things like that, they take damage if more than 3 of them occupy the same square. It's a config option, which while I was setting the configs to hard mode, I saw that and thought, well, that makes it hard without having to change anything there. So if there becomes 4 animals in the same 1x1 square, then all of those animals will take some kind of suffocation damage. So I sometimes come over here and find little piles of dead bits around and about the place. But we got plans for that. We probably make an episode out of sorting them out in a powerless, as in we're not wasting any energy, farm for them that will be very productive, hopefully. Very, very productive. Over here, built a house, ore processing house, around the mine shaft. And we've done a fair bit to it. Nicholas has been on, and Nicholas has set up this rope ladder going down the mine shaft. Before there was a little stairwell, I'm sure you remember. Now we've got a safe water drop down there, and a ladder to get back up, a rope ladder as well. And it's in keeping it. He's made it so that these wooden plank posts look really cool in the setting. Our minion has been very busy. I built the place around the mine shaft, and he's now added that in to make it look super awesome and practical all at the same time, which is cool. Very cool. This processing site that we've got set up, I've basically gone around, this is the ore processing center, basically got around GregTech. A lot of people on Utopia are going in depth into GregTech. It's a new mod for us on Utopia, and they haven't really used it on their channels very much. So they're going in depth, in detail, into GregTech and how to make all the machines of the Bronze Age and the Electric Age and all that. And while I understand it in theory, and I haven't actually processed through GregTech myself, I still feel that I don't need to get into it just yet. So I'm going to leave most of the GregTech to people like Funshine and Lewis and Akko and Landstrider and Teddy here and possibly Mondef as well. I'm not sure if Mondef's actually doing GregTech or not. But those guys on the server, you can watch them and find out how GregTech works, and I can watch them and pick up some ideas. At the end of the day, to me, thermal expansion, right? If thermal expansion was brand new, like GregTech is to us, then everybody would be working through basic material processing. GregTech is just generally machines, isn't it? Useful machines. It's not necessarily how to make them, but what you use them for. And I've just quickly set up some thermal expansion to do the same things as a lot of the GregTech stuff does. So you can probably see what it's doing, right? If you don't know thermal expansion, this is a pulverizer. It takes things from this chest, which I've put a little note there so people know what ores to put in. Iron, gold, tin and copper goes in that chest. The translocator beams it into the side, so there's no pipes to worry about, because this thermal expansion doesn't have thermal expansion pipes, conducts and ducts and things at the minute. But we've got these awesome translocators in, which can also be set to filter things as well, which is super cool. So that all goes in one side, and then out the other side our goodies go. And at the minute that is stuck in there because there's no power. The one thing we haven't done yet is automated putting power into the machines. Now, under the floor, we've got plenty of room to be able to set up some sort of a room of steam dynamos and just literally send the power up to the machines in here. But at the minute, we're manually filling this with charcoal and manually getting water from over here. We've got a little well. Well, I say a well, it doesn't actually go anywhere. A little trough of water, an infinite water source. And we just put buckets of water in and put charcoal in, and then it sets the whole machine rolling. But at the minute, there's not really a lot for it to do. There's a bit of pulverizing to do in there. There's a bit of copper that we've got from there. A bit of pulverized iron as a byproduct. No problem, really, whatsoever. And we get a few bits and pieces up there. Easy done, really. This yellow limite just goes straight into the redstone furnace and makes iron. So I found a use for that, but I've got this sort of little area around here that I keep all my useful but not yet found a use for ores. The stuff that we don't necessarily know what it does. Now this brown limonite, I think that does copper, and this yellow limonite, I think that does iron when smelted. That one may be copper, and that one may be tin or something. I don't know. But these ones are all sort of non-standard. These are all sort of GregTech ores. So we're stuff we don't know we need yet. And as we run out of things, we go searching through there and find anything that we might need and put it through there. There's we found quite a vein of this stuff. Tetrahedrite. This stuff. And the uses for this, it just literally smelts straight into copper. So that's 12 stacks of copper just sitting there waiting to be smelted when we need it. Also, because of building this out of stone and building that out of mostly stone, I made this igneous extruder to give us there's an infinite water source under there pumping up with an extra utilities node to keep it full of water, and one bucket of lava makes stone constantly and puts it into the barrel. So I've got all the stone I need for building purposes there as well. So yeah, and here we've got ores that just need pulverizing to make gems. So redstone ore, emerald ore and diamond ore literally just needs pulverizing to make the gems themselves. Whereas if I put them into this system, they would then go and clog up the furnace. Whereas everything we put in there gets ground down first into dust, or pulverized dust like this, and then gets furnaced into the ingots. Really, really simple stuff. And then the induction smelter, I think Nicholas added that recently. That's just for combining stuff like 3 copper and a tin makes a bronze kind of things going on in there, yeah? And this whole building is basically for that purpose of processing the ores that we get from the mines. And I tried to make it look cool from all sides, so that when the rest of the village starts popping up around all of here inside the walls, it will look good from all angles. And it's kind of a take on the blacksmiths. The blacksmiths that we're currently using as a workshop over here. It's got that sort of feel about it, I think. I like it. I like it, and it's working a treat. There's a lot of there's a lot of building that's just there for the sake of making it look pretty. And I like that, you know me. I like a bit of building. Over here we've got the farms, which are basic farms. We've got the wheat farm. We're just breaking stuff by hand at the minute. Carrot farm, again, just planting and breaking stuff by hand. And a flax farm because I needed a lot of string, which you'll see why in a minute. Well, to make these canvas bags, for one thing. And then we did have farms for all of these things, well, these things, around here, all laid out. But since we've now got the materials, Nicholas has done something really cool, and I want to show you this down here. It's just underneath, just down the back here, just underneath the barrels, basically. Right? Underneath the barrels here, he's got some terrain smashers, yeah? And if you know what a terrain smasher does, it does what it says on the tin. It basically smashes if there's a block placed in front of it there. So, when the flax grows up one, it smashes it and takes the string and the flax seeds up into the chest. And then I would say that barrel there and that barrel there are having item translocators pulling out. So that... Oh, I'll just turn that off. I didn't mean to turn it off. I meant to look in it. That one's taking out flax seeds, and that one's taking out string. So from there, flax seeds and string are what you get as the products. It gets put into the chest above and does that. Easy. When the sugarcane grows one more block, it gets smashed and put into that chest and sent up to that barrel. And the same with pumpkins and melons. I'm expecting one of these to be pumpkins, one of them to be melons. Can't remember which way around it is. That's melon that side. That's pumpkin that side. So as soon as one grows, it gets smashed and goes up. The one thing I'm going to have to tell him off about is using these copper chests. Because, well, why use a copper chest? A trapped vanilla chest costs 1 iron and a couple of bits of, a bit of wood and a stick. And that's it. You just put a tripwire hook on a chest and you make it a trap chest and they stack next to each other. He's done it. Copper chests, and the things are getting taken straight out into the barrel. I'll have a word with my minion about wasting resources soon enough, but it's pretty awesome that he's just automated that so that we don't need to keep breaking it by hand. Or rather, he doesn't need to keep breaking it by hand. Have you noticed we've been doing things like calling Nicholas a minion? And that's the kind of a thing that's been going on in our Skype group that we haven't really mentioned on video. Actually, we've got some in here. Yes, lots of pork. We are, as a server, quite a large number of players. And one of the things... what's the wrong one? Did he say that? I'll sell you lapis for zombie flesh. We have 6. Didn't want to take 4 of the 6. Wanted to get my boilers a bit more automated. Okay, they're talking amongst themselves. I'll try and keep track in case anyone talks to me, but I'll just leave them to it. Yeah, companies. At the minute, we're splitting ourselves across the server. There's about 21, 22 players on the server at the minute, all playing fairly regularly because it's very new and there's lots of things to do and it's all fun and exciting and everybody's on, which means that everybody else wants to get on and blah, 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 blah. That's the way it is on Minecraft servers at the start, isn't it? Hopefully, we can keep this pace up for a long time to come. But you know what it's like. You've seen series before Minecraft on different channels, I'm sure. But what we're doing to try and keep things a little bit more interesting and interactive is do companies. So, for instance, me and Ego have founded NEMGO. And with NEMGO, the company NEMGO, we were going to do the farms and all that kind of stuff and build this village up to supply our shop at spawn, which we haven't built yet, with materials and goods that will then be for sale as our company's assets. We have also added another couple of players that you will recognise, no doubt, into the company, and we're going to be visiting them a bit later on this episode. But first of all, Nicholas, our minion, is basically a non-YouTube video maker who has been a member of the community for a long time that we've invited on to play, and so he's become our minion, basically a worker in our company. Everyone else is doing the same thing, so there's lots of interaction between the channels where companies are working as teams. Now there's going to find ways to be slightly competitive, but still, at the minute it's just to make things interesting for you. Everybody on the Utopia³ server is friendly enough with everybody else, but we're making videos and we try to make them interesting. So not only are we doing cool builds, hopefully you find this build over here very cool, and the whole village as it sets up, pretty cool as well. All the other builds on the server, including this phallic object over here that Mally and Co are building. I call it Mally and Co because Mondef seems to be taking a back seat in the whole company side of things, and Mally is taking charge of Mally and Co or something like that. And we're going to be NEMGO and Co. You'll find out more about this in a bit, though. So why am I here with all these villagers, delaying talking to you about the things that you really want to know about the companies and stuff? Well, the companies and things, that's going to happen, and you're going to see bits about it, and it's going to get more and more interesting as we develop on the server. As for these villagers, this is a kind of a I've done something here and now, let me show you. We have a lot of villagers inside there, okay? And I've got a gap here where babies can get out. And this guy was a baby a little while ago, and he sells me monastic drones. Excellent. Never heard of a monastic drone, but I'm sure to check it out. This dude down here was also a baby who escaped the breeding chamber, and he sells me reusable, non-reusable, single-use safari nets. No problem. Excellent. Cool. What we got is a basic village breeder setup in the church. So there's loads of villagers breeding down there, and up here, if I can get up this ladder, yep, up here there is one lonely dude with 6 doors, making a village. I don't know if you know the mechanics for villager breeders. It's been Minecraft vanilla for ages, but every 3 doors means the village can hold a villager. So up here we've got 6 doors and one villager, meaning that a second villager is available to the village, okay? And this counts as the village. It's centered on the most doors, so we've made a village here with 6 doors, meaning that we can have 2 villagers. Now, the other villagers down below have got to be at least 5 blocks away from that village in order to still receive the signal that they can breed to make another villager, because there's space in the village, i.e. there's one space for one more villager, because there's 6 doors and only 1 villager up there in the village. So these guys breed infinitely, and they just breed and breed and breed. So what we've got going on here is lots and lots of villagers who all want to get out to repopulate our village. And the babies come running out at the minute to come and repopulate the village. But it means that we're getting all sorts of cool trades out of them eventually. But this little church here was not big enough for NEMGO. So this big church over here has started being built. And I've built it over the top of the old coal mine. This was a little coal mine here. And Nicholas has been and literally taken every block of ore imaginable out of here. And I believe it stretched all the way down into this ravine area and stuff as well. And he's just mined the whole place out and basically said, I can't find anything else in there. So I decided to use it for this project instead. So this is the church. Obviously it's not finished yet. This is the wall at the outside of the village at the moment. I just wanted to build this first section to get an idea of it. And this first section is going to be where we're going to be breeding villagers. Now, when I'm with Ego in the next episode, hopefully next episode with Ego, he couldn't make it for this episode, then we are going to install the village breeder and possibly finish this building off. I've got to do some more work on it because it extends right out the back. If I can show you around here. It extends... Wait, it doesn't extend right now. It's cut off literally there. But I've planned to take this section here and extend it 3 or 4 more times and then have a back end of the church where other cool things are going to take place inside the main church. But the front was my priority to get ready for the village breeder process. And then we can start doing lots and lots of trading with the villagers, because some of the villagers, I'll show you 1 or 2 that I've already picked out as very good. Not you, excuse me. No, neither are you two. You're just in nuts for the night. This guy here, 3 emeralds for a reusable safari net. And you know, they're quite expensive, aren't they? Gas tiers and ender pearls and stuff. That's a pretty good deal for 3 emeralds. And, of course, there's going to be villagers who want to buy things like raw chicken and paper and wheat and coal and all sorts of other things for emeralds. So we're going to set up that very soon. I'll carry on building it later off camera. And there's another guy up inside this ore processing area, which I've already kept to one side as well. Here he is. And this is the dude that sold me my diamond leggings for 13 emeralds. Now, emeralds we can dig up as ores, and there's quite a lot of them in GregTech, so it's not like you find them few and far between. When you find a vein of them, you can get maybe 10 emeralds straight out of it, easy enough. So diamond leggings for 13, that set me up with a nice pair of diamond leggings, and I already found some steel stuff, and this chain just makes me look cool. So I wore that. Love it. But then he's also got this silicon plate for 2. And silicon plate is basically applied energistics 2 silicon in GregTech. So instead of having to process and make silicon, I could just go and bung him a couple of emeralds, which we hopefully will be rolling in at NEMGO in order to do so. Right, it's second night, so I need to get sorted out quickly now. You know, last episode, or an episode or so ago, we got the blaze rods to make the brew stands, and now we've got the ability to make healing potions. So we got some nether wart, we got some brew stands, and we got a load of gold from mining. Nicholas actually came back with several stacks of gold, and once processed into gold nuggets, that was the most valuable, because I think one of the ores gives you 10 gold nuggets. Yeah, I think it's 10 gold nuggets per ore if you do one method. There is also ore doubling and things like that, but at the time we just made it into 10 ingots, 10 nuggets, which basically is an ingot and a bit. But that gives us the ability to make glistening melons from our melon farm, and then make the healing potions. And we've got 33 healing potions plus 3 that I've had running and ready to go here. And a couple of our NEMGO and Co company members haven't got their healing sorted out just yet. Can I not put that in? Instant health. Why can't I put that in the barrel? That's the same. Instant health 2. Ah, they're instant health 2. And these are instant health. Okay. That's why. Put that back. And put these back. And make them a bit better. One thing that I want to do right now is get myself set up. I'm going to make those instant health 2 as well, so that we've got these potions of healing ready to go. And I'm going to make myself another couple of canvas bags. One thing that the farm has done is allowed me to pulverize a load of the wool that I harvested We've got loads of wool, and this light grey stuff, I'm not going to use that for the building blocks on the wall, on the church. I'm going to use the black and grey, but I've already got a load of this light grey because some of the white and black sheep had bred together, or the grey and white sheep had bred together, giving us an awful lot of light grey wool. So all I'm doing is pulverising it down into 4 string, and then making the sticks into canvas, which is just this simple recipe, but it takes an awful lot of string to make 1 canvas. So yeah, I made a lot of string, and then the canvas bags are made like that. So I'm going to take 2 canvas bags. I can even use the flowers and stuff to colour them a little bit if I wanted, but I'm not that fussed. I think I'll take an orange just because I can, so that I've got an orange bag for later, and I'll have a white one for now as well. And our 2 other company members need to take a special delivery of healing potions and other bits and pieces, so we're going to head to them after this little break. So who's first up for delivery boy Nemsun? I don't understand this aura node. Sinister aura node. Okay, there's another one going to be down there as well, but we're actually heading over to Akko the Builder's. Wait, give me this. Akko the Builder's area. Now, I'm not going to show off what he's been doing or what's going on. He will make episodes for you to do all of this. He's going to get all that sorted himself, no doubt. But he's making the place look tidy. And I don't know exactly where he's living or what he's doing over here, but he's got all his stuff in. He's setting his place up. He's got a workshop and things and stuff going on all over the place. Little tree farm going on here as well. What I want to do for him is give him a nice easy setup for his healing potions. As me and Ego have just found the brewing stands, I'm going to drop him off a brewing stand, some nether wart, some soul sand, an ender lily as well, but that's by the by. Melons and gold to make more potions of healing for himself. So I'm just going to dump this around here, I guess. It looks like he's doing lots around here already, but he's just getting sort of set up, ready for when his Direwolf 20 playthrough finishes, and then he's going to be doing more episodes on the Utopia³. There we go. Let's put it there. And I'm going to put this... It was the orange bag, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the orange bag. I'm going to put this in here with a little note from us. NEMGO special delivery. Special deliver. I can't fit delivery on. Special deliver to Akko. There we go. Right. And the last thing I heard of, which I don't know if he's going to put in an episode, but I could be spoiling this for him. But this is something for you to look forward to in an episode soon. I'm going to have to walk through a building. It looks okay. Auto close, thank you. These are cool doors, aren't they? Garage doors, pretty cool. There we go, that's that done. Okay. He set up his nether portal so that it links directly to the nether portal in NEMGO. And he's also done some fancy work on his portal frame, which makes it look really cool. So I'm going to head back that way. In theory, this should take us to the portal Ego lined up for us. Yeah, this is the one we were in last time. And then back through here takes us straight into our place, which gives him a nice little hop step to the NEMGO village. There we go. And I'm back home. So now, on to the next person we've recruited into the NEMGO company. And here we go. Flying in. I'm dropping down too fast. I'm going to hit the water. But this is still faster than running. Well, still faster than walking through the water or wading through the water. Having a hang glider open and just sort of paddling just gives you enough speed to get going. And, hey, on land. Here we go. So this you might recognise. Some of you may recognise. Lewis's place. Now, I know that he was just starting to get this finished last time. You saw it in a video. Looks like he's done the whole outside edge there. I'm not really spoiling anything. he's wood farming and he's building something out of wood. Speaking of wood farming, me loading the chunk meant that some more wood grew. It all looks freshly planted, doesn't it? So one of the things that we've brought over for Lewis, to thank him for joining the company, welcoming him in on board and making our special delivery, is a few stacks of oak wood so that he can finish this house off a lot quicker than having to sit farming it for himself. And then maybe he'll be making episodes for you guys a lot sooner. So we look after you, you see. We look after you. And also an ender lily, just so he can start growing his own ender pearls. We're keeping the majority of them here. And also a big selection of health potions, so that he doesn't have to worry about doing all the brewing and stuff. We can just have that going for him. I'm going to stick this here with a sign on it. NEMGO Special Delivery. Special Deliver Lewis. There we go. Done. And he's going to get that bag load. Excellent. Okay, well, I've got to sort of hang out here for the night, I think. I may take a run back, I guess. Wait, I'm down. I'm under the water. Get me out. Okay. I'm going to have a quick look up here myself. But thank you very much for watching another episode of Utopia Cubed. Hopefully next episode, Ego will be joining me. And we'll be having a few laughs building something for those villagers. Until then, thank you very much. And I will see you very soon.